everyone, it's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'm going to be doing a review for this. This is the first issue, and this is Heart Eyes, and this is by Hopeless, Ibanez, Diaz, and Bolin, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. As you can see, this is the beautiful cover, which I do love, and this is like a post-apocalyptic type of comic, or you could say comic graphic novel. I know in the comic and graphic novel world, they're two complete different things. I mostly would consider this probably a comic more than anything, in my opinion. So this is the first issue of this comic, and like I said, this is a post-apocalyptic comic with a Lovecraftian type of world going on. And in this particular comic, we're featuring a girl named Lupe, who is pretty much wandering around in this world, a post-apocalyptic world, alone, because everyone else is dead because of all these monsters. And one day she stumbles upon some group of people that have survived and try to help her, and are still trying to get understanding of how is it that she is walking in the middle of a city in San Antonio in broad daylight and no monsters are trying to eat her or get her or anything. So it's a mystery. And then out of nowhere, they just come out of thin air, like they appear, and they're trying to figure out why that is. And so with this particular comic, we get to know more about Lupe and her past, and how she came with her mother in order to get this job where she pretty much does a lot of the booking, handling a lot of documents and stuff like that. I think for the bookstore, which is the person that hired her mother she told her daughter Lupe that this is your uncle, even like, no, I'm not your uncle, but you're here to pretty much take care of my store and stuff, and I'm paying you and for that you get room, in order for you, since you are doing my job and taking care of the books and stuff, you have free room and board. So that was the deal. And they were in a truck or whatever, and they were brought to him. So they are in Texas. In this particular place, they're in San Antonio. So we get to learn more about her background, and as time goes on with the person she calls her uncle, these monsters just appear. So in this comic, we're trying to figure out, is she the monster, or these are just monsters she conjures up? Like, what's going on? So all the people that she meets, whether it's rude people that can just consider her weird or just very protective over her, the monster just ends up appearing. And from my understanding, it seems like when she becomes very emotional, whether she's scared or she's pissed off, the monsters just come. They come. And she's been telling the people that she's been around, don't be afraid. They come. They really are triggered by fear, and that's when they will come and just devour you and eat you. And that was her method to the people that she was trying to be around, because she was lonely. And as time went on, we realized with her loneliness that she was experiencing, that's when the monsters were a part of her. So she has the ability to conjure up and bring them about. So I thought that was really, really interesting. And then even like on the back of here for Heart Eyes, it says, sanity eating monsters ended humanity. The unlucky few who survived now hide in the cracks of a broken world. And yet somehow beneath the graveyard that used to be San Antonio, Rico met Lupe, the girl of his dreams. But how did she get here? And why is she smiling? No one survives out in the street. No one smiles where the monsters lurk. And for this, it has 5 issues. So this is the first issue. So she does meet Rico as well and his family, and they don't trust her at all. They still feel like she's very, very, like, something's wrong with her. She's like a mystery. It's very, like, very suspicious, very sus of, she just walk in the middle of the city and nothing's going on. Nothing's happening to her. The monsters aren't trying to kill her. And so literally in the last chapter of this issue, we come to find out more about this man who's been tracking her life and has been videotaping everything for some weirdo type stuff. And he's starting to realize and have a better understanding of Lupe in general. And that's where it ends off. And now I really want to know what happens next. So I really want to get the second issue, because I want to know what happens with Lupe, and I want to know what happens with Rico, because they have this connection at the beginning of this comic. So I'm really looking forward to it. But as far as the art goes, which here's some pictures, I really like it. I like how colorful it is. The characters look so realistic. I like how reading it was very easy. I wasn't lost. And I just had a great time with it. But yeah, Lupe was very interesting. I mean, we can see here with this one alone, this is when her mother gets sick, and then we see her mom gone, and then we see her, it says her remains are cremated, and just how terrible her uncle treats her. And just with that alone, I think with the treatment she was getting from her uncle, so to speak, it was triggering something. And so that's when she was able to conjure up these monsters, as we can see here. But here is a book as well that her uncle was reading out loud and stuff, and it seems like he was summoning things, but instead of the monsters coming to him, they were attracted to Lupe, as you can see right here. But yeah, they were starting to do experiments on her, trying to do a lot. It was just really weird at one point. But like I said, this is post-apocalyptic type of read. You see monsters, just look. Like, it's insane. But it was a fast read as well. Like I said, I felt like I was getting a better understanding of Lupe, and just with what was happening with the monsters, it seemed like her uncle was trying to respect her a little bit more, only to the fact was that the monsters, she was able to control them. But we finally realized, like, she really doesn't have a lot of control with them. It's just wherever she goes, they end up appearing eventually in time. And so I feel like maybe in the second issue, I will have a better understanding of Lupe, and just these monsters that she has the ability to sort of control in a sense, but does not control. But I thought it was very interesting. We didn't get a lot of romance in this first issue. I will say I was hoping for just a little bit more with Rico. But I feel like since this is the first issue, this is more like a introduction to getting to know more about Lupe. So like I said, I really enjoyed this. This is a post-apocalyptic type of comic with Lovecraft type of vibes going on within it, but it also has some sci-fi, it also has some horror, and there is a little bit of human, I guess you say, a little bit of drama. Then I feel like she deals with trauma as well, the main character Lupe. So also just keep that in mind. But I really enjoyed it. I know, like I said, there's 5 issues, so this is the first issue. I want to continue on reading this because, like I said, I'm really intrigued with Lupe, and I just got to know what happens with Lupe and Rico at the end. But yes, overall, I enjoyed this, and I really hope you do pick this up. And also for this particular comic, there is a giveaway, which I'll leave the link down below just in case you are interested. But thank you all for watching this book review. I really hope you're having a great day and hope you're staying safe and staying healthy. See ya.